Hey guys, Derek Schmidt here, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about applying for different grants and pitch contests. So, a little bit of history and why I wanted to talk about this today is about a year and a half ago, I was not applying to any sort of pitch contests, competitions, pitch opportunities, or grants. And so, I just kind of took the plunge and I decided why not. And I started applying to all of them like a madman. But one thing that I noticed was that the more I started to apply, the more I started to kind of get accepted, which can be a little nerve-wracking. But anyways, so I just kind of pushed through it. I got out there. Mainly I was looking for just exposure, brand awareness, and any kind of opportunities that may otherwise come out of that. So, there was an example. North Carolina was giving away a grant. They do it every year. They go through about 200, 300 different applicants. They narrow that list down to, about 20, 30 applicants. And then those are the semifinalists. And then those semifinalists compete for, the grant. So let me kind of lay all this out in a timeline that's easy to understand. So I started applying for these pitch competitions and contests, and I started to get accepted. I just kind of took the plunge, got up there, would pitch my business. Again, mainly just looking for kind of exposure, brand awareness. But, the first time I applied for this grant, we were not accepted. We weren't even in the semifinalist stage, which is fine. It happens. I try not to get too upset about it. And when the next opportunity came to apply for another grant, I took that opportunity. Same organization. I did not get accepted again. Totally fine. I didn't get, heard about it or anything. But I continued working these pitch competitions and going to these networking events and just trying to grow my network. And then all of a sudden, I started to notice something that may or may not have played into my favor, because the third time we applied for this grant, we were selected as a semifinalist. So now we're competing with about 20 different companies. I'll keep you updated on how that goes and whether or not we get that grant. But even to make it this far is a great opportunity. One of the things that may or may not have played into that is some of these competitions that we applied for. What I noticed that when they asked for the company's traction, we started to have a pretty decent amount of, different events that we were a part of. For example, North Carolina pitch competitions. There was a Virginia pitch competition. So anyways, we made a lot of traction, and we were, the goal was successful. We were starting to create a little bit of buzz, and we were starting to kind of get plugged into that community. Otherwise, no contacts in that community, no experience with any of that. But the moral of the story here is don't be afraid to put yourself out there, because you never know what's going to come from it. And again, any opportunity you have, whether that's a contest or a competition or a trade show or an expo, speaking engagement, all these things kind of help move the ball further along. And if you can show traction in your company, I think that is a good sign to the people who write these grants that, you are a startup to watch. So again, to summarize, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Get out there, apply for grants. It's free money, loans if you have to, whatever the case is. Don't turn down pitch competitions. I had this mentality of, I don't want to be a part of a competition because then I'm competing with other companies, and it kind of puts my company into some sort of a rating system where I'm rated among my peers. So anyways, I never went through with it, but then I decided to start doing it. And I haven't looked back since. I take any and every opportunity I can when I'm available to pitch at these different events. because like I said, you never know what's going to come out of it. And at the end of the day, it all goes towards moving that ball further up the hill. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there, apply to these different contests and these different pitch events, and certainly apply for these grants because it's free money. Thank you. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button.